Welcome to the Board Game Network. This is James. I'm going to be showing you how to play this game called Colony, put up by BGN Games. It plays 1 to 4 players in less than an hour, and it's a die rolling game. I've got the basic cards set up here. Everybody takes these 4 cards: Construction, Upgrade, Supply Exchange, and Warehouse, and they all have a certain color, and they match the color that you put on your token for the scoring track. And then these are the standard cards here. These 6 here, and so you put the whole stack of them out. And then these are other cards that it has some suggestions for which cards you take, but there are a bunch of other cards in this game besides these, so you can mix it up and try different things, and there's suggestions in the rule book for if you want a non-confrontational game, if you want an all-out conflict game, if you want a mass production game, or they've got an app that helps you pick out your cards that you want here. And you always start with these, and there's 4 of each of these cards, and you put 1 for each player in play here. And so you have your reference card, and on here every player at the beginning of the game is going to roll 3 dice. Whoever has the lowest total is going to go first, and those 3 dice go in your warehouse. Make sure when you have these 4 cards here that you have them not on the 2.0 side. They should be on the white side, not the black side. So those go in the warehouse, and then phase 1 is take dice from the warehouse. So you take all of your dice, however many you have in your warehouse, you take them out. Phase 2 is scavenge. You take 3 white dice. These are called stable resources, and your translucent ones are called unstable resources. So you're going to take 3 stable resources and roll them from the supply. And you can turn in up to 3 chippies. That's these tokens here. You can get those at different places, different points in the game. You get 1 unstable resource for every chippy you turn in, up to 3. So then you would roll those all at the same time. And you, the active player, the current player, is going to take 1 of the stable resources, and the second player is going to take 1 of those stable resources, and the third player is going to take a stable resource from you, and the 4th player, if there's 4 players, is just out. And then the unstable resources you get to keep. So that phase there shows you that you keep 1 stable resource and however many unstables that you would have gotten. And turning in those chippies, you can just collect those. You don't have to turn them in each round. You can turn in up to 3, but you can hold on to them. Step 3 is activate. You may activate a 1.0 and 2.0 cards. You may discard a card for, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. But activating a card lets you use that card for something, and when you do that, you turn it, just tilt it to show that you've used it, because you can only use each card 1 time. So it shows you a little icon down here. So the construction shows you a 1.0 or add a chippy. So you can add a 1.0. Here's the cost of each of these cards out here. So you look at your die, and all these dies, these are printed in black, so they can be stable or unstable resources that you're using to pay for them. So there's a 2, a 2, a 2. I have 3 2s, 2 6s. Let's just grab the scrap shack. That's 2 2s, and I'm going to want to spend my unstable one, because the unstable ones go away each turn. The stable ones you get to keep. And a 6. I use my construction to pay for a 1.0 card, which is this 1.0. All of these are going to start on the 1.0 side, not the 2.0 side. Okay, so that used that, and This upgrade one lets you upgrade a card, and it costs a 1, 2, 3, and a 4, which I don't have. But let's say I did have 1, 2, 3, and a 4, so I could do that. And what an upgrade is it lets you flip a card over. So you can flip it to a better side. Like your warehouse holds 6 dice here, but an upgraded warehouse holds 9 die. The upgrade, if you upgrade the upgrade itself, it lets you do upgrades for 2, 3, and 4 instead of 1, 2, 3, and 4. The construction lets you buy more than one card or get 2 chippies. That's the other ability on the construction. If you do not build this turn, you get to take a chippy. The supply exchange lets you change 2 dice of the same value for a stable die of any value. And the 2.0 side lets you change any 2 dice for any stable number that you want. And you'll notice these orange things down here. This is victory points. So these victory points, when you get down, this is phase 3, you may activate a 1.0 and any 2.0s that you want, but only once each. You may discard a 1.0 or a 2.0 to get dice equal to, let's say that here's the leader is up on 10. I can discard one of my cards here out of the game to get the difference in my value versus the leader's value in dice. So those are stable dice. So I could just take 10 stable dice, 10 stable resources, and add those and then roll them. You can only do that once per turn though. And then you got the cleanup step. It says place all of your dice that are left over that you did not use into your warehouse, but they can only be stable ones. They cannot be your unstable. You discard your unstable to the supply and you adjust your score. So you look at all of the cards you have. Once you've purchased and built, then it cannot be upgraded this turn, but at the end of that turn it comes over here and gets added to your colony. And you look and see how many orange half circles you have at the bottom of your card, and you move your token up that many spaces. And you are going to be the first player to get to 15 for 4 players, or 16 for 3 players, or 20 for 2 players is the winner. So you're just racing to try to hit that score. Let me show you these cards. GMO Farm just gives you a unstable 2 each turn, unstable 3 here, unstable 4, unstable 5, unstable 6. The Fallout Shelter, this is one that just gives you victory points. It doesn't do anything with other dice. And for each Fallout Shelter you get 1 victory point, but if you have 2 of them it's worth 3, 3 of them is worth 6, 4 is worth 9, 5 is worth 12, 6 is worth 16. And if you flip it over to the 2.0 side, it's got a different scoring pattern there. The Pirate, when you have the Pirate, each turn you are going to, at the beginning of the turn, you're going to roll a stable resource, and then whatever number it lands on, it lets you do something. So on a 1 you actually discard the card, but when you've upgraded it, a 1 does not discard. So you definitely want to upgrade your Pirates if you can. 2, 3, and 4 takes choose an opponent to give me a stable resource, so he would have to take one out of his warehouse and hand it to you. 5 takes a stable resource from any opponent, so I get to pick which stable resource I want. And a 6 gains me 2 more 6s. And on the back, a 6 gains me 3 6s. Scrap Shack gives you a stable 5 when it's built, and each turn it's going to give you an unstable 1. Hospitality Suite, when you trade with an opponent and then both of you gain 2 stable resource. So you get to trade die with another player, and they always have to be stable resources. And so, it's going to be something from his warehouse with something from the dice that you have. And if you can come to an agreement on a trade, then you both get another stable 2. This one lets you trade any die for a stable 5. When attacked, roll a dice. If it's a 3, 4, 5, or 6, ignore the attack and keep the die. Prize safe. When built, roll 3 stable die and add the lowest value die below. So you get to, it's kind of like a storage thing. Time lock vault gives you extra storage space along with your warehouse there. Can store up to 2 stable resources. But here on this card you can see all the different cards, and they've got them color coded so that different ones are production. Some are more offensive, some are more defensive, that kind of thing. So you just go in there and build you a new deck when you're ready to play something different. So that's how you play Colony. Very, very simple game. And they did a great job with their reference card here on their icons explaining how to play the game. So make sure you tune into the Board Game Network and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can know when we put new videos out for games, and so you can learn how to play Colony or strategies, all kinds of stuff. And like us on Facebook also.